This is Mrs. Halley, and today we are going to look at 8th grade lesson 4.5, writing equations in slope-intercept form. Now, in 4.4, we looked at slope-intercept form. Today, what we're going to do is we are going to take equations that are not in that format and we're going to rewrite them. So the goal is I can rewrite equations in slope-intercept form. So remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. And it's a really, really, really easy way to find slope and y-intercept, as I hope you remember, because this was the lesson where you looked at me and you said, really? Really? That easy? Really? So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to look at some equations that are not in this format, and I'm going to show you how you can rewrite it. And we're just basically going to be using your skills that we used in Unit 3 where we were solving equations. So remember, in an equation, the basic rule is what you do to one side, you do to the other. So here I'm going to draw my line to separate the two sides of the equation. So I have 4x minus 2y is equal to 12. Now I want it in this format, y equals mx plus b. So basically I want to get y by itself on the left-hand side. On the other side, I'm going to have everything else. So basically I'm solving for y. So the first thing I want to do is look at this. I need to get rid of this 4x. The way I get rid of 4x is by subtracting. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Now on the left-hand side, these two 4x's are going to cancel each other out, just like they always do. Now on the right-hand side, I have 12 minus 4x. Now these are not like terms. This is 12. This is a constant. It's a number, no variable. This is negative 4x. This has the variable. I cannot combine those. And so what happens is, I get this negative 2y, which carries down, because remember the minus, it's going to change into a negative, or 0 minus 2y is negative 2y. Why does that keep doing that? On the other side, the negative 4x is just going to stay here, and then plus 12. Basically, what I did was I moved this 4x from here over to this side, and it changed from a positive to a negative because I had to subtract 4x from both sides. So now I have just my y value over here, but I have the coefficient of negative 2. I do not want that negative 2 there. So to get rid of it, I divide by negative 2. But here's the trick. If I divide this by negative 2, I have to divide over here by negative 2, which means everything gets divided by negative 2. So negative 2y divided by negative 2, these are going to cancel each other out, leaving me with just y. Negative 4x divided by negative 2. Why did I grab my line tool? I don't need that. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2, so this becomes positive 2x. And then 12 divided by negative 2 is negative 6. So my equation now is y is equal to 2x minus 6. Well, now I have it in my y equals mx plus b. So I can see that my slope is 2 and my y-intercept is negative 6. So we've got two more examples we're going to look at. This one gets a little bit more complex because we have the distributive property here. On the left-hand side, we have just y minus 4. So all I'm going to have to get rid of is this minus 4. That's going to be really easy to do. But before I do that, I need to deal with these parentheses. Now remember, this means I multiply the negative 3 times x and negative 3 times the negative 3. So the y minus 4 cancels down. Negative 3 times x is, of course, negative 3x. And then here the double negatives become a positive. 3 times 3 is 9. So now I have y minus 4 is equal to negative 3x plus 9. Now again, I want to get rid of minus 4. Well, how do I get rid of minus 4? I add 4. So I add 4 to both sides. Now, on the left-hand side, negative 4 or minus 4 plus 4 is 0. So that leaves me with just y by itself. On the right-hand side, I can't do negative 3x plus 4. Those are not like terms. So the negative 3x just comes down. 9 plus 4 is 13. So my equation now becomes y is equal to negative 3x plus 13. Negative 3 is my slope. My y-intercept is 13. One more problem. So 6x minus 2y is equal to 10. The first thing I want to get rid of is the 6x because remember, I want y by itself. So I get rid of 6x by subtracting 6x from both sides. Now on the left-hand side, again, these 6x's are going to cancel each other out. So it's just like they're going to disappear. Let me go ahead and draw my line down the middle. I forgot to do that on my last one. I know that helps a lot of you. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to be left with this minus 2y. On the right-hand side, I can't do 10 minus 6x, so it's just going to be 6x plus 10. So I have negative 2y plus 6x plus 10. Now, I want to get rid of this negative 2. I get rid of it by dividing, but everything has to be divided by negative 2. So I'm going to divide negative 2y by negative 2, which leaves me just y. Negative 6 divided by negative 2 is 3, and then 10 divided by negative 2 is negative 5. So my equation in slope-intercept form, y is equal to 3x minus 5. My slope is 3. My y-intercept is negative 5. So we are going to do a lot of practice over this tomorrow. It's just rearranging and moving. It's just as if we were solving for y. The only difference is we're not going to get a single number. We can't because we have two variables here. And so we're just putting it into a format that we can deal with.